This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
I know, but it's funny because in the end, it is on Flo. Because the only reason Jacoby Brissett is here is because of Flo. That's it's kind of this whole Patriot connection thing. It's all over. Oh, I want Kyle Van Noy, but now I don't want him. I want Karras, but now I don't want him. Yeah, give me Eric Rowe and bring Justin Coleman here. And oh yeah, no, Jacoby Brissett, I can win with him. And that's why it's kind of funny to me when you tell me, oh no, game plan and everything is fine, but your decisions are ones that are still leaving me scratching my head going, you don't use Gesicki enough. You used him this final week finally, but Parker, you throw to him late. You don't throw to him early. I don't see Jerome Baker blitzing the quarterback like he did last year. Where's the amoeba defense that actually helped you out at times? I haven't even seen it in the first 4 weeks. There's a lot of things and players that I can start to point at. I still think Myles Gaskin is your best player. So why aren't you using him? Don't give me this pass protection shit. If he's running the ball, he doesn't need a pass protect. So get him out there. Use him as a wide receiver. Use Ahmed as a wide receiver. I want to see more of that. There are things that I can point at and say, Flo, what are you doing differently this year than you were last year when you were succeeding? And there are certain factors that I just mentioned that are not part of the ingredients right now in their games.
Yeah, two points I'd like to make, if I may, is number one, I agree with you. Myles Gaskin is the best running back on this roster. Having said that, with all due respect to Myles Gaskin, he's kind of okay. I mean, to me, the bigger issue there. To me, the bigger issue there is why in the hell did they not take all the opportunities they had over the last two drafts to get a guy? And they saw one against them on Sunday in Jonathan Taylor, who they could have had instead of, and I hate dumping on the kid, but instead of Noah Benagany. I mean, that one is like completely crazy to me.
I think it's the X situation scared the crap out of him so much. He had the domestic issue at that moment and the knee, and I think they kind of felt they needed to draft an insurance policy at that moment, and obviously has not worked out for them. I get it.
Well, and okay, and then if you're going to go, okay.
And by the way, let's also be honest, because you're a draftnik like I am. Taylor was a sack of injuries too. People were worried about his durability at the next level. Correct? Right?
I was pounding the table for Jonathan Taylor. To me, he was.
But he had his injuries that did scare people. Yeah. That they thought he wasn't going to be durable. Although it's not like this team has ever been afraid of players that aren't durable. So,
like they signed somebody like Will Fuller in the offseason or something. Oh, sorry.
Tua and Devontae Parker. And so, it's like, there's a history of taking people.
Here's the other point. I'm going to stick up for Flo and Greer here because I do believe every move is made in tandem. I don't buy people dumping on Chris Greer. If you don't think for a second that Flo doesn't have a say in every roster move, I'm sorry, you're crazy.
Hey, listen, you think Flo is not the one that said, no, I'm good with all these young linemen. We'll coach them up. There's no way the GM says, no, I'm giving you young linemen, and that's no. You're in charge of the 53. He thought he could coach those guys up, okay? Yeah. So, it's like, don't be so open. Like they're you nailed it, dude. It's a tandem. It's a tandem. They both get the credit and the blame for everything, period. That's it.
In their defense, I know you're dumping on Jacoby Brissett, and it's easy to do right now because he looks like crap. But once Ryan Fitzpatrick goes, and there's no way he's coming back because Tua was the guy, tell me how much better they could have done in free agency to get a guy with some experience, and I don't mean garbage time, and then a guy who understood that you were coming in pretty much as the backup. And I think at the time they signed Jacoby Brissett, pretty much everybody was in agreement that considering the situation, that was about as well as they could do.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who was available in free agency. That's the only problem I have with having this discussion with you. I don't have the ammo right now in front of me to know, but I will tell you this. I was one of those idiots saying, no, that's a solid backup. Now that I watch him play, I never want to see him on my team ever again. Now that I've gotten a taste of Jacoby, I play scared Brissett. I want nothing to do with Jacoby Brissett ever again. And now I understand why Indianapolis parted ways. But I'm trying to remember if there were any other veteran names out there available. There wasn't.
Look around the league. Look around the league. Find me like one really good backup. I mean, the Steelers right now are watching Big Ben decay before their eyes, and there's not even a question about removing him because their backup is Mason Rudolph, who's just
so bad,
mediocre. Right. Correct. So
bad.
There are no great backups in the NFL, and to me, I thought Jacoby Brissett at the time was a fine signing. I expected him to be a lot better than what he's shown, and so did you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if somebody signed a veteran backup somewhere that Miami could have signed, and I'm just nothing's coming to mind. You might be right. You know what I mean? You might be in defense of Greer and Flo. He might have been the best option out there, unfortunately.